Once again, you're welcome to Video Collection Clothing Advanced class, and in this video I'll be showing us how to make an Etibo with a single stud. We'll be making an Etibo with a single stud now, and also we'll be making a cufflink sleeve. Now these are the measurements that I'll be making use of. The chest is 40 and the stomach 36. The shoulder is 18. The neck is 16. The round sleeve is 9. The sleeve is 27. And the body length or the shirt length is 33. Now while making an Etibo, we'll come across the slit, we'll come across the pleat, we'll also make a cuff and a turtleneck. Now Etibo and good luck, they're almost the same thing, so this will guide us on how to make a good luck, so pay attention to it. Etibo and good luck, they're almost the same thing. Alright, the fabric we need for making an Etibo is 2.5 yards fabric by 60. 2.5 yards by 60 is the perfect fabric for making. So this is the fabric we'll be making use of. So the very first thing we do, as usual, we fold our fabric into 2, and we said to know if your folding is okay, divide your chest by 4. Divide your chest by 4 plus 2-inch sewing allowance. That will give us the folding. So the very first thing we need to do, watch, after folding, I'm folding out 2-inch. Take note, I'm folding out 2-inch, and that 2 inches for my slit. Take note, we are cutting the front panel. The first thing I'm doing is I'm folding out 2-inch, and the 2-inch is my slit. Alright, okay, alright, okay. The very first thing we need to do is to mark our straight line, and that first line is your neckline. As you can see, my fabric is already straight, so this is my neck line. The person's neck is 16. Remember, we said for the standard, from the neckline you're marking 2.5 inch. Take note, 2.5 inch. Then the width is 2 inch. This is your neckline, and the 2.5 inch mark is a shoulder line. Take note, this is your neckline and this is your shoulder line, and you make a curve from the 2 inch. You make a curve, nice curve. All right, now our shoulder is 18, so you divide it by 2 plus half inch. As you can see, divide it by 2 plus half inch. You mark. You now connect this to your neck line. Connect the two. Okay, now the next line we need to take is our chest line. We said to get that line, divide the chest by 4, the value you have here. So our chest is 40 divided by 4 gives you 10, but we'll not make use of the 10. We are using 9 inch, but again, remember we said we have the back panel to cut, so from here we are using 7 inch. Take note, 7 inch. So this is a chest line. Now the chest is 40 divided into 4. We have 10 plus 2-inch sewing allowance. Remember, you can add 1.5 inch or 1 inch sewing allowance, but in this case I'm using 2-inch sewing allowance. So you mark. All right, now you make a curve. You make a curve from here, freehand curve, as you can see, from here down. As you can see, or use your armhole curve. As you can see. All right, as you can see, it's almost perfect. Okay, now the next thing we need to do is our body length. Remember, our body length is 33. All right, so you're marking 33. Then we are adding just 1.5 inch folding allowance. All right, so Okay, so remember the stomach is 36, so you shape it a little when cutting and you stop at 14. Take note. So this is the front panel, so we'll now do the cutting now. Okay, we want to cut the back panel of our Etibo top. To do that, you place your front panel. Alright, watch. We'll fold 2 inch as well. We are folding 2 inch. And this 2 inch folding is for the back. This splitting for the back. 2 inch folding. Alright, remember the front, you folded 2 inch for slit. While for the back, you're folding 2 inch for pleat. Alright, so when you're through, you place your front panel on the back and make sure that these edges are equal. Alright, the very first thing we need to do is to cut off this part as shown. Okay, after cutting off this part, you also cut off. Now you take the front down. Watch, take it down by 4 inch. 4 inch. So you check to know if it is up to 4 inch. If you use 3.5 inch is okay as well. So okay. Now after that, you fold this. Take note. You fold. Make sure it shouldn't pass ½ inch. Take note. It should not pass ½ inch. Alright. Fold. Okay. And you press it down. Okay. Then you trace. You trace from here. Take note. You don't cut from here. No. You're tracing from here. Yeah. Making trace. Then when you get to this point, you open it and you continue from here. So you close it to check. Alright, as you can see. Okay, then the next thing, remember the shoulder is 18. So you check from here, you mark 9.5. Then you cut the armhole. Okay, alright. Now, remember the person's stomach. Remember the person's stomach is flat. The person's stomach is flat. So you shape it a little and you stop at 14. Now you also watch. Make the down part. The down part of our cutting will be set, will not be straight. It will be in a curved shape as shown. As you can see, it is curved. As you can see, it is curved, not straight, unlike our regular top. Okay. Then, like I said, you shape it a little because the person's stomach is flat. You stop at 14. Okay. So at this stage, we're through with our back and front top for Etibo. So the next thing we need to do is to prepare the components. Okay. When you're through sewing, okay. When you're through sewing between what the next thing you do when you're through sewing, the next thing you do, you iron it down. Take notes, you're ironing it down. For the back, you're doing this for the back. Iron it down. Okay, when you're through, as you can see, I'm through pressing this down for the back and the front. But when you're through doing that, the next thing we do, we want to cut the yoke. So to cut the yoke, watch carefully. from the point that you sewed, take note, from the point that you sewed, you want to cut our yoke. We've already done this in our beginners class. Alright, if you've been following, you place this down to cut our yoke. Alright, so use this to trace. Okay, trace down. We're cutting our back yoke. Okay. Alright, these are back yoke. You indicate the wrong side. Okay, now let's cut the front yoke. We're cutting our front yoke. Alright, we're cutting our front yoke. Okay, watch. When cutting the yoke for Etibo, we don't go as far as this. And for now, remember where you sewed, the point that you sewed should be exactly at the folded edge. This point that you sewed should be exactly at the folded edge, as you can see. Alright, now we won't cut down to this part, we are taking it half. Alright, so this is what I'll do first. Okay, alright, I'll work on this. So this is my front yoke. Later on I'll cut the neck region. So what I'll do now, well, you can decide to design your front yoke the way you want. In my own case, I want the lines to be horizontal. Remember, the top of our fabric, the lines are vertical, but for the yoke I want it to be horizontal. So you can decide to design yours whichever way you want it to be. You can design it. So in this case, this is how I want my front yoke to be. So what I'll do next, I'll put my cloth gum stay. You gum both the front and the back. So let's do that now. Okay, so when you're through, this is how you fold. And the width, these are front front yoke. The width should be 9 inch. You fold it to be 9 inch. Take note, the width 9 inch. So we'll leave this aside. Alright, the next component we need to do, we need to fold our next component, the yoke, the front yoke. The front yoke comes in two. This is also part of the front yoke. The next component you need to make is okay, this is also part of our front component. It's also part of our, and the length you can leave it as long as 12. The length you can leave it as long as 12, and the width 4.5. So it's a paper gum stain, the good side placed on the wrong side of the fabric, then you press. This is also for our front. We are preparing the components now to make our Etibo top. Okay, right. The next thing you do, you fold. I'm just trying to show us the basics. You can decide to design as you want to. Okay, you fold the edges as shown. Fold the edge, you fold these edges, fold these edges. You also fold these edges as shown. Okay, then fold these other edges. Fold these edges as shown. Then fold. You're folding round. Okay, this ending part you cut off. We'll come to that later on. Okay, that is one. The next component we want to cut is our placket. Remember, we want to cut our placket. The next component we want to make now is our placket, and the width for our placket is 1 inch. Take note, 1 inch. Then the length is 14 inch. Take note, the length is 14 inch, the width 1 inch. Alright, we are making our placket. So you press. Okay. You leave at least, as you can see, you fold. Then you fold again. Okay. And you cut off the excess. Okay, you keep this aside. Right. You make the smaller plackets. Remember, there are 2 plackets for it, but you make the smaller one as well. The width of our placket is 3/4. Take note, 3/4 inch. For the smaller one, it's 3/4 inch. And the length is also 14. Alright, you fold. You also fold as well. And you cut off. Okay. The next component we want to make is our Alright, the next component we want to make is our placket for cufflinks. Placket for cufflinks. The length here is 6.5 inch. 6.75 inch. This is the placket for our cufflinks, 6.75 inch. Alright. I'm making plackets for our sleeve. Okay. Fold then. Okay, watch what I'm doing. And you fold. You can see. Alright. We have the left and the right placket. Alright, let's do the second one. Okay. Watch. Fold. Alright, these are left and right plackets. left and our right placket. So the next component we'll be making is the turtleneck and the cuff. We are making the turtleneck and the cuff. Alright. In the next component of our Etibo, we'll be making the cuff and the turtleneck. And what we'll be doing a double cuff. And the width, take note, the width is 6 inch and the length will be 9. For example, if the round sleeve here is 9, if the round sleeve is 9, then the width here will be 9.5 inch, because you fix a hole where we'll fix our cufflinks. Take note. So the width is 6 and the length is 9. So you get your fabric that I want to use. I'm using a contrasting fabric because this is what I'll use for the sleeve. Alright, so you place it, the shiny side on the fabric, and give a press. You give a press. Okay, then after that you fold it down. Fold it down. Alright, after folding, you go to your sewing machine and you sew a 1/4 inch straight. So let's do that now. Okay, as you can see, I've done the sewing. As you can see the thread line. Okay, so the next thing you do, you get your second fabric and you place this as shown. Now you go to your sewing machine. From the folded edge, this is the folded edge. So what you do, you sew. This is the gums. So you sew from here. You sew from here. Sew from here, there. Sew from here to this point. Take note, you're starting from here down, this way, this way. You're doing that for the second sleeve. Alright, the same. So let's do that now. Okay, I'm through with the sewing. So the next thing, you cut off the edges as shown. Make sure when cutting, you should not get to the sewn part. You cut off these edges, okay? As you can see. Okay. So the next thing you do, you turn this in. You turn it in. There are various ways of preparing cuff. Various ways. So, but we'll work with this. Okay. All right. So you press it down. Okay. So the next thing you do, you cut at least a 1/4 inch away from Okay, this 1/4 inch, that is what we use in fixing to the sleeve. We use this to fix. So you do this for the second cuffing. So this is how we make our double cuff. These are double cuff we use in fixing us. So when we're through, you fold this into 2, which will arrive at 3. Then you fix your buttonhole here. You fix your hole here, which we use for Etibo. So the next component we'll be making is a turtleneck. Okay, the next component we'll be making is the turtleneck, or the pastor's neck. Alright, for us to do that, in this case we get a strong paper gum. So we have the soft gum stay, we have the semi-strong and the strong. This is a strong paper gum stay. A yard is about 300 to 350. Alright, okay. So the next thing we do, we want to make the turtleneck. So the first thing you do, you fold the gum stay into two. You fold it into two. Now, for us to do this, you need something of this nature, your curve, alright, or you can get a flexible ruler which you use. You see that you get a flexible ruler that you can use. Alright, so the very first thing we need to do, you place this, make sure it's curved. As you can see, it's a bit curved. You mark a straight line which is already straight. Now the distance of the next line should be at least 1 inch. Take note, from this line to this line should be at least 1 inch. Take note, 1 inch. So you mark. Alright, now the next one again should be at least 1 inch, because we are to double it so that it will stand firm, it will be strong. Alright, 1 inch. Take note, from here to here, 1 inch, and the next distance should be also be 1 inch. Alright, now how do we know that the folding is okay? For example, if our neck circumference is 16, this folding should be more than that. In this case, I'm having, okay, all right, like we said, if your neck circumference is 16, your folding should be more than 16. We'll do that later, but take note, your folding, so in this case, my folding is almost 22. It's perfect. If you leave it at 22, it's perfect. Your folding, remember, it's folded into two, so 11 of it gives you 22. And I said you make a curve. Either you get a flexible ruler to make a curve, at least, take note, or you get this. So the very first line you do, you mark a curved line, 1 inch, 1 inch. All right, and the folding, we said, if your neck, for example, if your neck circumference is 17, the folding should be more than 17 with at least 3 to 4 inch. So the next thing we'll do, we'll cut. If you don't have any of these tools, you can do a freehand sketching. For those of us that are good. Right. So we're through. We now transfer this to the fabric that I'll be using. Alright. This is the fabric that I'll be working with. Okay. The very first thing you need to do, the shiny side should be placed on the fabric that you want to use, as you can see. So you press it down. When you're through gumming this, you gum the next one. You are doubling it so that it will be very strong. You double it so that it will be strong. Right. When you're through pressing it, you cut off the distance between your gum stay to the edge should be at least ½ inch or ¼ inch. Take note. As you can see, we are preparing a turtleneck or a pasty. So what to do next? You fold from the top, not this down. You're folding from the top and you press it down. Okay, I'm through with the sewing. I'm through, as you can see. So the next thing you do, you get another fabric that you want to use and you place it on the fabric. I'm using this fabric. So again, the next thing you do, you go to the sewing machine. This time around, you're sewing at the down part. Take note, you're sewing at the down part here. You are not climbing the gum stay, just at the tip. Sewing here, sewing down to the end. So let's do that now. Okay, I'm through with this. The next thing you do, you cut off the edges. You cut off okay, so you fold. After cutting off these edges, you fold it and you press it down. You fold this, you fold and you press it down. Then when you're through folding, now you cut at least, watch, when you're through pressing it down, the distance from here, you cut a 1/4 inch away from the folded edge. That is what you use to sew to the top. You cut at least a 1/4 inch away from the folded edge. We'll use that to sew for our top. So let's do that now. Well, as you can see, I've done the cutting. So this is what you use to sew to the top. So you get the middle from here, then you fix a notch. Alright, so we'll come to that. So at this junction, we're through with our turtleneck or the pastor's neck. So we're through with the cuff, the plackets, the turtleneck, every component. So we now want to do our sewing proper. Okay, we want to start our sewing proper. So these are front panel. So these are yoke that we'll be using. As you can see, I've not made the front neck. So what to do, you place it as shown. The center should be in line with the center of your front panel. As you can see, the body is vertical while the yoke is horizontal. So you place this, take note, you place this. Alright. Okay, now as you can see, these are yoke. So the next thing we need to do, replace, like I said, the center of your yoke should be in line with the center of your front panel. So what to do now, after placing it, you go to your sewing machine. Go to your sewing machine and you sew from here down. When you get to 2 inch, you stop and you jump. The reason we're jumping, this is where we fix your either your pocket filler or your stud. So you're sewing from here 2 inch and you jump. This space here you put in your pocket filler, then you continue. Sew this way, you come this way. So let's do that now. Now for us to know if this thing is okay, now look from this line from the neck second here, at least the distance should be up to 12. Take note, from the neck circumference for an adult. For kids, you can stop by 9, because remember we have the second yoke that will still attach to it, but this will come in later. So the distance plus this, so from the neckline down, the total you have 15. If you want to make it 16, it's still perfect. So first, let's do this. So from here, you stop here, you jump, start from here. So let's do that now. When you're through sewing the edge as shown, you cut off. This is the time you now cut off the neck. Okay. Alright, at this stage, we now want to fix our placket. So to do that, you cut off the mark from the center, take note from the center. The distance should be at least 9 inch. Then come this way. Take note, you're coming this way and you're coming this way. Alright, so we now want to fix our placket. So the very first thing we do, so we have the smaller one and the bigger one. The smaller one goes to your left hand side and the bigger one goes to your right hand side. So to begin with this, you open it, take note, you open it and you place it at the down. Then you sew. Place it at the down, as you can see. Then you sew down to this point. Okay, when you're through, you turn it to the front and close it. Then you top stitch. Remember, you turn it, then you close it. You stop at, okay, cut off the XX. Now let's fix, okay, the same thing from the back. There is a back. You open this, as you can see, you open it. Remember, you don't fold this, as you can see. From the back, you place this as shown. Both edges should be equal. You sew. Okay. When you're through, you turn it to the front, as shown. Just the way you did for the smaller one, you turn it to the front part, as shown. Then you top stitch. Get to this point, you close them, make sure it's closed. At least distance when you open should be at least 8 inches. Stop then. Okay, cut off the excess. So we are through fixing our plackets. Alright, the next thing we need to do is to cover these edges with the remaining part of our yoke. Okay, this is the remaining part of our yoke. So what you do, you place this. Make sure the center here is in line with the center of your fabric. Take note. Alright, you place it. So as you can see, that XX, so you fold. You cut off the little and fold. Okay, the next thing we need to do is the remaining part of our yoke. So what you do next, you sew at this point, down to this point, down to this point. Make sure while sewing, the center of this part should be in line with the center of your top. Take note, the center here should be in line with the center of your top. So you sew this round. Okay, after that, we are through with our front panel, the placket, the yoke, and everything. So the next thing we need to do is to make the back panel and the yoke. So, all right, we are through with all our parts. So we want to join everything now. All right, with us here we have the back panel. This is the back panel, and this is the wrong side facing us. This is the good side. The next thing you bring is the front panel. This is the good side, and this is the wrong side. So what you do, first step, you join the two necks together as shown. You join the two necks together, the front and the back. Then you pick your back yoke and you join the good side, same thing as you can see. So what you now do, you go to the same machine and you sew 1/2 inch starting from here. The three together, you start from here and you sew. So then you come this way and you do the same thing too, putting the three together at the neck region. Then you sew. Remember, you're sewing 1/2 inch from here, sewing it down to the ending. So let's do that now. Okay, as you can see, I've done the sewing, as you can see. So what you do now, you turn this to the back of the panel, turn it to the back, and you now do top stitching from here. Remember, it's open, you're turning it to the back, and you now do top stitching from here down to the ending. So let's do that now. Okay, I've done the sewing, as you can see. So the next thing you do, you put them together, right? Okay. All right. Okay, try to all right. So this is the neck. This is where we'll be fixing our turtleneck. Now the person's neck, the neck circumference here is 16. The neck circumference is 16. So what you do, you measure to confirm. Starting from here, as you can see, pass your tape. You measure the neck circumference round. Okay, this is approximately 16 and half. 16 and half, so it's okay. It's either I keep it at 16 or 16 and half is okay. If the neck is 14, you measure round the circumference, so it's okay. If it's not enough, use your scissors to trim it. You trim it and you do the measurement. So with this, you can fix your collar neck, you can fix your piping, you can also fix your pastor's neck. But in this case, we're fixing our pastor's neck or turtle neck, or popularly known as the collar, bishop collar. All right, so the next thing we're going to do is to fix our bishop collar. So we now want to fix our bishop collar now. All right, so this is our bishop collar that will be fixed. Remember, when we were making the collar, we made a notch here. We made a notch. So this is the wrong side. You open it. This is the wrong side. The notch here will be at the center. Remember, place at the center. And you sew. You're sewing from here. You're sewing down, down. Sewing round the neck. You're sewing down. All right. You do the same for this other way. Sewing round. Okay, we are through sewing round the neck. So at this point, in bishop collar, you can decide to keep the neck curved as shown. You can decide to keep the neck this curve if you want to. You can decide to keep the neck curved, or you can decide to keep the neck this edge here. Where I'm talking about is this edge. So if you want to make it curved, what you now do, remember we've sewn, so you fold it to the back, just the way we do our trouser waistband. Then you sew a curved, if you want a curved one, you sew a curved mouth here. From here, starting from here, you sew a curved mouth. Then when you're through, so you now turn it to the front. But in this case, I'm sewing the straight type here. Sewing a straight one, just the way you do your trouser waistband. So let's do that now. As you can see, I've done the straight type, so I'll cut off the excess. Then I'll now turn it to the good side. I will not turn it. You can see, so that is how it will be. You can see. You can see. So you do the same thing for this other part. You do the same thing here. You also turn it to the wrong side as shown. Then you sew a straight line. Turn it to the wrong side first. Then you sew a straight line. So after that, now top stitch. Alright, so you turn it in. Then what you now do top stitching at the mouth here. You now do top stitching here at the tip. So let's do that now. We're doing the top stitching now. We are making our turtle neck or our bishop collar. Remember, we're sewing at the tip. Okay, at this stage we are through fixing. So this is how, at this stage we are through fixing our turtle, as you can see. So alright, so this is how, this is a bishop. As you can see, we have fixed our bishop. So this is a bishop collar or a turtle neck. So this is how to fix a bishop collar, a turtle neck, as you can see, standing. So the next thing we need to fix, is our sleeve and our cuff. We are fixing our cuff and our sleeve. That is the next thing we'll be doing now. Okay, so in this video I'll be showing us how to fix our cuff. I'll be showing us how to fix our cuff. We are through with our sleeve. So this is the cuff. So the first thing you need to do, this is the good side of our cuff, of our sleeve. So what you do, you place it at the placket region, you place it as shown. Make sure that both edges are equal. So you sew at the tip. You sew at the tip. You sew down to at least 1 inch. 1 inch. Then you stop there. You stop there. Then you move over to this way. Move over to this way. Then make sure both, you sew again. Sew it down. Down. As you're sewing, you will notice that there is an excess. Take note, you will notice that there is an excess. This excess, you use it for pleating. When you check your long sleeve hands, you will see a pleating. This is a pleat. So at least from the placket, you should be at least 1 inch away from the placket. The pleating should be 1 inch away. You're not bending it this way, you're bending it. Okay. Alright. So what to do next, you turn it and okay. You put this in as shown. Then you now top stitch. You top stitch. your top stitching now. Okay, then you sew at the tip. When you're through, you sew at the tip. Remember, we are making a double cuff. The full length here, remember, the full width here is 6 inch, and we said that so we have to fold. So you fold, so this will arrive at 3. You're folding, so you stitch it down. You also stitch here down. So this is how you make a double cuff. So this is the double. As you can see, we are through making our cuff. So this is of course, so this is where the cufflinks goes in. The cufflinks goes in. So this is how you make your cuff with cufflinks. So this is how you make for the second hand as well. You follow the same procedure in making the cuff.